Good afternoon, colleagues. Imagine a Year 8 computer science class. Half the students are heads down coding, the other half are tab switching to WeChat. Sound familiar? Hi, I'm Mr. D, a technology and design and a computer science teacher at an international school in China. And this video is aimed for middle and high school teachers with a focus on computer science, but the concepts can be adapted to any subject. Over the last unit on brain-wise leadership, inspirational leadership, and key brain ideas, I have reflected deeply on how we lead in a hyper-digital environment. Today I'll share the one topic that emerged as mission critical for our school: balancing digital immersion with brain-aligned, human-centered learning. Now, this isn't anti-tech, it's pro-brain. So let's dive in. So why this topic? I'd like to share my journey through the modules. Module 1, Brain-Wise Leadership, taught me leadership starts in the neural wiring of our students. David Seuss's line, "The brain that does the work learns," hit hard. I confirmed it with 2024 neuroimaging reviews. Active tasks light up the prefrontal cortex and hippocampus far more than passive scrolling. Now onto Module 2. Inspirational leadership from knowing to doing pushed me to act. I realized my intuitive habit of inserting movement breaks when kids fidget, well, that's real-time cognitive load management, now backed by 2023 to 2025 BCI neurofeedback research. And then onto Module 3. Key brain ideas. Crystallized the social brain crisis. The ABC News piece on eye contact showed mirror neurons and oxytocin are starved in screen-heavy classrooms. These modules converged on one truth for our context. Tech is reshaping adolescent brains, faster processing, but fragment attention and empathy gaps. If we don't lead with brain science, we risk raising coders who can't collaborate. The brain that does the work learns. Now, the problem, our digital brain, reality. The digital risk. First of all, screen-mediated interaction strips away 90% of non-verbal data, reducing neural engagement and long-term social brain health. Mara-Lee Springer calls it the digital brain, wired for novelty, not depth. Prefrontal vulnerability. Teens' impulse controls, well, they're still maturing, which can lead to addiction-like patterns. And social emotional erosion. Less face-to-face equals weaker mirror neuron activation, leading to higher isolation even in our multicultural groups. And now the dopamine hijack. Every ping gives a micro reward. There's a 40% efficiency drop when multitasking, according to Stanford studies. The brain cannot truly parallel process complex tasks. In some of my CS classes, I had open internet projects that produced shallow code and zero peer discussion. Students knew algorithms but couldn't explain them. Does this sound familiar? Well, that's a leadership failure, mine included. So now the solution, a brain-wise framework with 3 pillars. Pillar 1, active is greater than passive. Make the brain do the work. This is SUSE in action. Replace letters with student-led prototyping. For example, kids can design a social media filter in Scratch, then teach it to a peer. fMRI shows overlapping retrieval networks leads to durable memory. And the reverse memory retrieval hack. According to the University of Birmingham breakthrough study, start with GIST. For example, this algorithm compares neighbors, then fill in the details. I now open every algorithm unit in my classrooms this way, which has led to a 90% better long-term recall compared to cramming. Now, Pillar 2, hybrid tech. High-tech and low-tech balance. Marley Sprenger's rule of 20 to 30 minute screen blocks, followed by movement recharges, plus analog sketching, has led me to my new protocol for my lessons, where I have digital warm-up, sharing a code meme. Then I do a 15 minutes virtual reality or scratch build, followed by a 10-minute paper sketch and parent share, and then wrapping it up with an SEL check-in. How did debugging feel? The results? A multi-sensory encoding and empathy practice. Now, pillar 3, human connection. Reclaim the social brain. ABC Insights, face-to-face and eye contact leads to oxytocin surge. This is the bonding hormone, which strengthens trust, empathy, and emotional connection. Daily ritual could be start a class in a circle, devices down, 60-second eye contact, partner share, for example, one win, one bug. Or tech-free Fridays, board game logic puzzles lead to stronger mirror neuron workouts. And parent education, evening blue light curfew protects the hippocampal consolidation. Now for some evidence. At the start of the school year, I surveyed my students, and I found that students rated themselves just 2.8 out of 5 on active problem solving. This surprised me. Then, after the first quarter, I surveyed the same group of students and noticed there was a jump to 4.1. That's a 1.3 gain. And for the hybrid tech balance, well, yes, that was up 1.3. But the biggest leap was the human connection, which came up to a 1.4. Students just didn't learn code, they reclaimed their social brain. And here's the data from quarter 1 with my 24 year 8s. Proof that brain-aligned tweaks deliver. Retention. Spaced retrieval quizzes boost algorithm accuracy by 28% after 6 weeks, mirroring fMRI studies showing retrieval practices strengthens prefrontal hippocampal networks for long-term memory. Engagement. Hybrid lessons cut mental fatigue, with 82% reporting less overload, echoing research on active methodologies reducing Zoom fatigue in blended learning. And SEL. Post-circle shares spiked. I feel heard responses by 35%, aligned with studies on community circles fostering trust and emotional safety in multicultural classrooms. Haiti's meta-analysis confirms teacher expectations plus immediate feedback yield a 0.73 effect size on learning. So, I raised the bar with every kid, presentations, and their brains and their grades rose to meet it. One of my grade 8 students told me at the end of the quarter, and this stuck with me. He said, "I used to code alone, now I debug with friends, and it's actually fun." So, call to action. From knowing to doing. As BrainWise leaders, we model the change. We can put in the department policy. Mandate 1 hybrid, 1 tech-free activity per unit. I'm going to be doing a PD workshop in a couple of weeks. I'm going to run a 45-minute session where I'm going to give hands-on GIST first retrieval and circle protocols. And we can pilot BCI, low-cost EEG headsets, in year 11 to prove real-time personalization. This isn't extra work, it's smarter work. 10 years from now, our graduates won't just code, they'll collaborate, emphasize, and innovate under pressure. That future starts in our classrooms today. Thank you.